Adding story to the photography, dude. I'm gonna teach you how to correctly fix your silhouette photography. Let's jump into it. So here we go. I got this super cool silhouette, and now a couple things you can notice is that with a silhouette we don't want to see any of the foreground, but when we're jumping over here we're getting a little bit of that color. No worries, let's fix it. Now we're gonna bring it down, about 10 or 15 notches or so. Now we're gonna jump over to the shadows and we're gonna bring that down to about 45. That's gonna help by initially just removing any of that color and exposure that's coming from your foreground. We want our background to be way more exposed than the front. So now what we can do is add more highlight and more white. I've also added a little amount of exposure and increased the contrast significantly. Now on the points curve, I'm gonna bring our first line over. We're gonna bring it down to about 30 or so. Additionally to this, I'm gonna add cropping in order to center and focus the photo. Looking sweet, using the rule of thirds. Now we got two options here. We can either go a whole lot of saturation up and add a singular extra color into it, or you can remove all the saturation and let this go to black and white. Personally for me, I'll remove all of the saturation. Now, contrary to what I just said, I've now added just an iota of cyan back into the image. I feel like this kind of gives it a little bit of an eerie, moody kind of situation where now it's maybe a little bit cold where we're at. Maybe there's some sort of fogging on the lens. Just adding story to the photography, dude. This image, I actually removed the texture because I wanted to even out some of the details within the silhouette, because honestly, that's what you want. You want it to be as detailless as possible. However, I still increased the clarity into haze in order to darken up the image. Additionally to that, I'm going to add some vignetting because we're going to bring the centerpiece a little bit more focused. Going back, noticing that I've got way too much detail for the silhouette I'm trying to make, I'm going to remove the exposure and actually go a little bit in the reverse. Now that's pretty solid. It looks super cool. Now if we go back to our original, we got our before, hopping over to our after. That's pretty slick. It's pretty awesome. It's a point of photography, man. Adding your own little bits and details to make it unique. What's the point of following trends, am I right? Hopefully this video was helpful for you and the next time you're going to do some silhouette photography. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out some of my other ones. I'm teaching a whole bunch of different tips and strategies on how to efficiently use Lightroom. Anyways, have a good rest of your day.